I'm really interested to know, if you're buying a car from a car dealer, would you trust what they're telling you in terms of, full service history, and particularly how well the car has been prepped and if there's anything wrong with it? I mean, I know that I probably wouldn't, and from what I'm kind of researching, I think that most people buying a car off a car dealer wouldn't 100% trust most of them, unless they happen to know them, or it was a family friend, or they had a particularly good reputation in the local area. So I've just responded to a YouTube video that a car dealer did, saying that, part of the problem with Auto Trader is that, where they say this is a fair price, above average, below average, whatever, that doesn't take into account whether the car has been properly prepped and how much money they've spent on it. But, I just responded that I think part of the problem there is that, I don't pay any attention to all that sort of stuff anyway. If a dealer tells me that there's nothing wrong with the car and that it's been fully prepped and he spent loads of money on it, there's absolutely no way that I'm going to take that at face value and believe that dealer 100%. If I'm buying any kind of, spending any kind of money on buying a car from a dealer, I'm going to get my own independent check done from the AARAC. Maybe if a friend's available who's a qualified mechanic, I'll get him to check it. But, if the dealer says you don't need to worry, this comes with, 3-month warranty, which only covers certain things, but there's nothing wrong with this car. I've checked it personally and I've spent loads and loads of money on it, hundreds of pounds. I'm not just going to believe that. I mean, what about you? Would you be totally reassured by that? Would you trust the dealer? Would you trust their word? Or are you a bit more like me, where all that kind of stuff is kind of irrelevant and a little bit academic, because you wouldn't really trust the dealer anyway? You'd want someone else who you can trust, who's impartial, to say, yeah, there's nothing wrong with this car, it's good to go, it's worth paying above average price. So, that's kind of how I see this. How do you see it? If someone who's buying a car at the moment, looking at dealers, or think about when you've bought one before, particularly from dealers, do you agree with me or disagree?